and Kha'Zix for ZR and Nate were able to rise to the occasion, climb up there. We talked about kind of those top two teams having a little bit of separation, but additionally, the team maintaining their momentum from the 10 Elim VR yesterday at the end of the day. Hen, Deceptos, and Patrick launching themselves up into third place. That was my prediction, 111 points. So with Pinkay trying to get aggressive here, does have the high ground currently, also has the pepper, so it's going to be difficult to maintain. You can see Raison actually getting knocked in the feed by Janice up there. Aqua had already gotten taken out as well, so a little bit of issues going on with that trio today. They've been struggling necessarily in week number 2, but of course already qualified through in week 1 as the pressure continues going on to Pazif and co. Doesn't necessarily have the opportunity to play passively as Carrot does get taken out. Not necessarily maximizing the Storm Surge damage there. However, not going to be necessarily as much of a factor.
And this is Void, Monster Muncher, and PK. They're sitting in 33rd place at the moment. But like I said, with the ability to be so strong, gets that out the air, and the vibe could kind of take them on, and all the abilities to pick up those storm tags. And for teams that land on the outer edges, that is one problem they have to solve, is where are we going to get our storm tags? As Savage right now has a problem right in his grill, and down he goes, and that's a big time pickup for McKay. And oh my goodness, this is another team completely setting up the ambush, and the gameplay and VOD review is real, but Benji says, I like your plan, it doesn't matter, I have myself a green pump, I'm going to save the squad, and here we go. Can Benji clutch? Because this is going to be a big time opportunity for a new trio to add some big names to their Elim list. Never mind.
Huge. I was just about to say, huge shot from Benji, finding a near impossible angle there between the triangle edits. Lechi didn't get converted over, so until they got a little bit outclassed in the box-to-box fight there at the end and weren't able to close out. But now hopping back on board here, Slender, Kiko, and Grande, we will see kind of that gorgeous gorge area in play here, trying to get an angle as Slender finding the shots. You see Noah going down again, which to me signifies that they're trying to chain revive out of the storm. Some great shots. This is actually the legendary scoped AR coming out here from Slender. And I'm going to say that, like, while the vaulting of the rare and the uncommon was very much so called for, I really, really, really enjoy the epic and legendary variants of this, especially in trios. In this situation where you have somebody pinned so far away, having that scoped and that hit scan ability to just ping out targets and kind of sneak through those shots, and you saw the 52 damage headshot ended up coming through as well. It just does so much, and it can really enable you, particularly because it doesn't eat up as many medium bullets as some of the other ARs, which means you can kind of funnel some of that ammunition into somebody else.
And here we go. We're approaching slowly zone 4 here, and it's going to be around the Authority. And the Authority in previous iterations, in previous seasons, used to be ultra scary. You and I, Sundown, called a lot of games where there was that fortress wall surrounding it. And here we go. Ooh, getting some good tags here, Sundown. But is Cyber is all by himself, as Safik and Rezumi have went down. So now we're going to see, can he be able to avoid the lobby focus and get his way in? He's going to be such a difficult spot, because look on the south of the map here as we go moving on to zone 4. All those people have a high elevation, and they're going to be able to send down beams towards Cyber. So Cyber here is going to have to hope that someone does not look his way. But you know, Alpha and Nikov, they totally see this opportunity. Now they definitely know he's solo, and it's just a matter of time before Cyber goes. He does have a shockwave though, Sundown.
Yeah, I was about to say, Siberia Jake here, the player for VP. He has 4 shockwaves. He's over on the side. He'd already sniped at the players. Yo, burn your shockwaves. Just start throwing them off, toss some metal around you, and get ahead of these guys. Because if you ever get behind and they have the ability to turn around and not worry about it, you're just out. You're out of the lobby, and we saw that there going down with still 3 shockwaves. If you're a solo, use every single bit of utility you have to just get a little bit further into the game. Because worst case scenario, you're burning it so somebody else doesn't have it. His 2 teammates had already go down. There was no reboots in, and especially with still 20 trios and 55 players remaining, going down there means 0 points for the entirety of that game. You need to use that and go through. As we see Crashpad come through, dropping directly on top of Seti, Kubex, and Teak. What will end up happening, you can see, turns it around, gets Remix right away. Teak will also clean up Squint, so that's 2 elims going over to them. Gonna get a Crashpad refresh as well, so good job from one of our top trios, currently sitting in 4th place, to handle that aggression a little well. You can see it might have been a little bit of a Storm Surge desperation play there.
we already saw into the future thanks to Shio, and I'm already taking a look at the Zone 5 reveals, the half in, half out. Half is in the safe zone, half is in the storm. I have to believe that Train Hard's Amplify as Kirachi gets taken down right there by Seti with a nice hit as he was entering the box. Down goes Kiriachi, but to finish my point is that trio is going to look really good, and they know they have the experience, and no doubt I'm expecting them to be able to fight. But let's see if my seance opportunity is real, as Seti here is looking really strong, but Sundown, they have to make this rotation. They do have the shock, so I'm expecting them to use that as we get a nice overview look at seeing how all our competitors are going to tackle this. It's going to go to the top of your screen here. You already see a lot of people already in safe zone, but already look at that tarp that Thomas and Nas has on that right side. It is up and over the water. The good news is fall damage is null and void as it goes over water, but still you have to be sure you hit dead center.
And you can see now we do have our top 17, so those placement points are going to start ticking out. Everyone left in the lobby receiving 1 point. Each trio that goes down will be an additional point, and the rifle fire coming out as the players trying to enter into the zone, try to find a crack in the armor of the defenders who are gatekeeping them out. Hen will find Michael again. That's 2 games in a row they've had that exchange, and it's come out on top for Hen and his trio. So good job making it into that end game again. We'll see if they're able to capitalize now, as I believe all 3 of our top 3 are still in here. We know number 4 is as well. Number 5 just ended up getting knocked out. So the battle at the top is definitely well and alive here. The question is, who is going to be able to push forward and really capitalize here in match number 7?
Now, thankfully for that lobby, it's going to push back up towards the south side of things. So the advantage that I was speaking of Train Hard's Amplify, Adian, and Matzo may be null and void considering that. But you have to put those in favors for them for coming up on top, because this is where they landed. They don't have to, they kind of know this area so well. They know how to make rotations. They know how to play in-game. And there it is, a crash pad with the box breaker play. And this Train Hard trio picks up a nice elim, able to throw that out. And you can't really prepare for that, Sundown. You're standing on your floor, and all of a sudden, you're falling into a trap and getting eliminated. But now Train Hard is attracting a lot of pressure here. And they have to be sure as they set up for the Mega Shockwave.
And they messed it up. They messed it up. You see that, which is why it's so key. If you have the ability, take the half second to add the guidance up top. It ends up being just a couple walls and another ramp above you, because he gets sent off in other directions, and they're going to have one of them get picked up as we hop on board here with our number 1 trio, trying to rotate around the side as we wait for the replay to catch back up. We already see sitting on 5 eliminations so far. And oh my lord, look at Kezik's inventory. 4 floppers, 2 slurpfish. Nobody on the map is going to be able to contend with that amount of white HP. So what Nate, 4ZR, and Kezix are looking to do is they're looking to just make it into the end game where Kezix has the ability to utilize these floppers and then just camp out the zone. He's going to even, like, the fact that he's eating a slurpfish now just to get the 50 shields shows how much he knows this utility is key. But right now, those crash pads are actually going to break up, and that's a really unfortunate slurpfish there, right as he gets the conversion over onto Chapix, losing the extra siphon. However, he's going to find Snappy. Can he find more? Gets the down onto Alpha as well. So now we're going to see some flopper play coming out from Kezix. That's 1 flopper he's eating. Gonna wait, and again, a little bit of a mismanagement there of the siphons. However, finding the play on the backside. That was another one of his. So that's 3 straight eliminations from Kezix in the storm. Already had to eat 3 of his floppers. Still has 1 more slurpfish. There's the last flopper, but can he find the zone? Finds another player trying to do it. Gets a refresh on the floppers. That's 1 more, Sancho, as he's closing in. We have our top 10, 18 players remaining, and Hen, however, just going huge, picking up 2 eliminations himself.
Hen's popping off. Kezix is getting his fish on and flopper on and doing really well, but now Kezix now is in trouble. Down goes Kezix and down goes Nate. That's our first place team going down in a blink of an eye. But you're looking at it is Flick, Thomas, and Anas on the high ground, and Train Hard's trio is still in it. Stompy's still in it. I'm trying to take a look. Hen is trying to clutch all by himself, and Cammy is trying to clutch as well for this trio. We're going to take a look here at Swag. Swag does have his partner here. It's a duo from Swag and Miro, but on the high ground, as you see on the top right of the screen, it is Anas, Thomas, and Fleck are doing really strong. If you're going to take a look at the overview, you see Hen is still up, and Hen is clutching right now, and he is all by himself going up against a duo and another solo, but it's just a matter of time. But Stompy may have something brewing here, Sundown, as he's sitting on the mid ground.
He's sitting on the mid ground chilling. Right now it's a 3v2v1. Anas, Flick, and Thomas being the only one left. Hen is the solo on the low ground. However, already got the additional +2 points. Finally, will get cleaned out. And that's Hen! Hen finally got one. He actually converted over and was able to get an elimination and convert one. Now we have our top two. Flick end up taking down Train HCO. But because we're pulling back over Hero Hill, that concave train is not going to allow him to build back up. Skype goes down as Flick drops in. That's 10 eliminations in the victory royale.
Kezix, 4ZR, Nate, they are holding strong, 160 points. I mean, Shy, they're looking to pull ahead, but again, we're more focused on the top 15 teams.
Yeah, we saw those flopper places. That first place team gets so much more further ahead. It's now almost a 30-point difference between number 1 and number 2. From 6th to 10th, though, Mongrel, Mitro, Tayson